Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Tuesday, October 6th. Environment and Housing Minister Ramal Ferreira is now one of at least 4 government officials who have tested positive for COVID-19, joining the 4,000 plus Bahamians who have contracted the virus. Cabinet Office releasing a statement yesterday confirming that the minister tested positive. However, they did not indicate when the minister may have contracted the virus. The statement also notes that Minister Ferreira is not experiencing symptoms and is in quarantine. As a precautionary measure, all cabinet ministers and staff who came into direct contact with the minister will be tested for COVID-19 and self-quarantine. The Prime Minister did not have direct contact with the Minister of Ferreira, the statement added. Just last week, Member of Parliament for St. Barnabas, Shanadon Cartwright, tested positive for the virus, noting that he was advised that in a recent meeting, he was exposed to an individual who tested positive. It is believed that Mr. Cartwright's exposure is as a result of attending the Ministry of Environment's report to the nation recently at the Office of the Prime Minister. Other parliamentarians who have tested positive for the virus and have since recovered include Opposition Leader Philip Davis, Central and South Eleuthera MP Hank Johnson, and Progressive Liberal Party Senator Dr. Michael Darville. As for Ferreira's case, contact tracing is being carried out by the Ministry of Health Surveillance Unit, and all established health protocols are being followed. The Church Hill building, which houses the Cabinet Office, has closed yesterday for cleaning and sanitization. Meantime, the Ministry of Environment and Housing, located on the 2nd floor of Charlotte Street, Shirley and Charlotte Streets, is closed effective today until Thursday for deep cleaning and sanitizing due to a staff member testing positive for the virus. The Department of Environmental Planning and Protection, Department of Housing, and the Forestry Unit, also located in Charlotte House, will remain open. According to a Cabinet Office statement, the Ministry of Environment and Housing apologizes for any inconvenience caused. Again, that office will reopen on Thursday, October 8th. COVID-19 has claimed the lives of at least 100 persons in the Bahamas, as the death toll reported by the Ministry of Health now stands at 100. The ministry last night confirmed 4 additional deaths. 1 new death and 3 deaths that were under investigation are confirmed as COVID-19 related. These deaths, all New Providence residents, include an 85-year-old female who died yesterday, a 72-year-old male who died on October 2nd, a 51-year-old female who died on the 28th of September, and a 57-year-old male who died on the 24th of September. Meantime, health officials say 2 other deaths that were under investigation have now been classified as non-COVID-19 related. These unfortunate deaths decrease deaths under investigation to 13, increasing the non-COVID related deaths to 19. Health officials also reporting 107 additional new COVID-19 cases, 88 on New Providence, 10 on Abaco, 5 on Grand Bahama, 1 on Cat Island and Eleuthera, and 2 with locations pending. Total confirmed cases in the country now stand at 4,559. There are 1,952 active cases. 112 of them are hospitalized. Further, there were 100 recovered cases, so that the total of recovered cases now stand at 2,475. To date, 22,324 tests have been completed. Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Davis says that party members will be discussing in due course whether or not they'll be attending House proceedings tomorrow. Mr. Davis told reporters this much at the monthly PLP press conference.
That we are expecting our people to follow. When there's an outbreak and or a detection of a case anywhere, we shut the place down. And that's what we ought to do with Parliament. We ought not to treat ourselves any differently than we treat our citizens, nor should we expose parliamentarians to the virus or the risk.
Now, so far, Mr. Davis, Senator Michael Darville, and South Eleuthera MP Hank Johnson tested positive for COVID-19 in August. And in the last several days, St. Barnabas MP Shanadon Cartwright and Minister of Environment and Housing Ramal Ferreira have tested positive. 57 inmates are recommended for release from the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services due to recommendations by the World Health Organization and other organizations. Minister of National Security Marvin Dames, during a virtual press conference yesterday, said these institutions have jointly encouraged institutions of detention to consider the release of inmates as COVID-19 undermines hygiene, health, and safety due to social distancing limitations.
Our ministry, through the Prerogative Board of Mercy Committee, in light of the current pandemic, have been reviewing inmates' files who would be considered high risk for contracting the virus. That would include the elderly, comorbidity, persons who have completed more than half of their sentences with good behavior, and persons sentenced for minor and non-violent offenses that don't compromise public safety. To date, the committee has recommended for approval by the Governor General the release of 57 persons, and others are currently being reviewed and considered at this time.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.